Welcome to this timeless tarot reading for women. Before I get into the reading itself, a small or even long introduction. Around 2 years and 3 months ago, something like that, I had already started a YouTube channel for tarot readings, which I deleted after several months. And I also developed a strong resistance towards tarot, not because I thought it was entirely superstitious. I always felt there was a truth to it, but I also felt that this truth often comes out very twisted and weird also when you lay cards for yourself, but also when you watch other tarot readers. I sense something so dark and demonic often in tarot readings, even if they pretend to be very bright and delightful sometimes. I just sense this huge toxicity in tarot, and another thing that also made me a little bit pissed about tarot is that I developed two of my own tarot decks, an oracle deck and this tarot. I also drew all the images. This tarot, I call it Duality Tarot, and it has 108 cards, and I painted a lot of these small images for each card. I also sent it to a publisher and it got rejected, which also made me bitter. So there are so many things coming together, and I just didn't like tarot anymore. And I just sold all my tarot cards. I only kept my own stuff. I also didn't lay cards for more than a year. And it was just that, like around 4 days ago, I suddenly started to remember the old tarot readings that I recorded over 2 years ago and how they start to suddenly unfold for me. And I did those classic zodiac sign readings. Even though at the time, I've never been an astrology person, and I never liked those people who always think they could guess someone's zodiac sign. By the way, no one has ever guessed my zodiac sign right. And my main zodiac sign is a sun sign, I think, like the main sign, and then it has this ascendants and several placements, and my main sign and ascendant sign and several placements are all the same sign. I mean, not literally all my placements, but my main sign is reoccurring in several placements, and my ascendant is the same as my main sign. But no one ever guessed it right. Okay, and I'm not gonna tell you because I don't like being judged plainly by my zodiac sign and some superstitions. Sorry. So, but I anyway did those zodiac readings because everyone was doing it, and it needed some kind of structure, some kind of because I thought maybe only uploading general readings all the time, maybe it's just not interesting enough. So I actually don't know where this is going to lead me now. And I have no real plan how I am going to structure this in the future, or how I'm going to continue. And I still had all those tarot readings from over 2 years ago stored. And I remembered them, and then I was searching through my storage, and I listened to them, and I was like, oh my god, they really resonate now, even if it's not my zodiac sign. And then I thought maybe I just recorded those readings all for myself at that time. so that in 2 years I could listen to them for myself, and they were never meant to be uploaded. But then I had a very strong feeling like, no, just upload them again. Maybe they will all resonate with someone right now too. Maybe I was just far ahead of my time. And maybe it was also just showing me that I should not focus too much on these zodiac readings. So now, today, I'm trying something new. And I will just, for the first time, split it into men and women. And this is the woman's reading, okay? And in the future, I don't know how I will proceed further with this. So that was a quite long introduction, and now just let me get into the reading. Just give me some seconds, please. For some reason, I feel first drawn to those main cards, like that I chose for as a main topic for the whole reading. And I can sense an inner giggling somehow. Even though while I was laying out the cards, I had a slightly negative feeling, and I was like worried, oh, no one wants to hear negative readings, but sometimes they are just not so good. But it seems I misinterpreted something that will soon be revealed to me. And in the man's reading, I started with the main cards first, and then also included the bottom of the deck and the overview cards for the reading, the common thread cards. And for men, I only pulled one topic common thread card, and for women, I had the feeling I have to pull two. And I'm slowly receiving the information. So there is something about our destiny that we don't want to accept, and I think it's a very weird thing, because it's something positive that is wanting to come towards us very, very soon, but we are so traumatized and negative that we cannot even imagine something positive as that could come towards us. And this is not spiritual shaming, like with this whole law of attraction stuff. Like, by the way, I have been taught by my spiritual guidance a lot about these things, and this law of attraction stuff is not good. Like, a lot of tarot stuff is not good, so you will not get this from my channel. This whole power-hungry, greedy stuff. There's nothing wrong with abundance, but the law of attraction has nothing to do with true abundance, even if people claim that. I just don't want to get into this topic any deeper. I just wanted to say this is not what I'm heading towards too, like this whole old story about, oh, you are so negative, how can you attract something positive? That's not what I mean. This reading is about women who are so deeply traumatized. And now I'm feeling it's about romantic stuff, mainly. Weirdly, because what I hate the most are romantic readings. And I didn't want to do them, but that's what this reading is about, and I had no choice. At the bottom, there is love. And while I was laying out the spread and I saw the bottom of the deck, I was wondering why. Maybe it's just about like loving your children or neighbor, or just spiritual love in general towards God, because the reading also has God. And I didn't think of it in a romantic way, but now I'm seeing it is about that entirely. And I have a feeling that the women, including myself and the ones for whom I'm recording this, whoever that is, who is supposed to hear that, there is someone coming in that you are not expecting. Something so genuine and good that you could have never imagined it. That's someone so suitable and reliable and just perfect, not perfect in a commercial sense, like, oh, the perfect dream partner is like this and that. No, the perfect person for you. What suits into your life and into whom's life you suit perfectly, like pieces of puzzles fitting together without any friction. So this friction card is not actually meant in a negative way in this reading here, even though I first had this negative feeling. And there is a kind of negativity within us. With us, I mean the people for whom this reading is meant, regarding positivity. Like, as I said, we have been so traumatized by abuse as children, as adults, as teenagers. We have had so many bad experiences that we cannot believe that something good can just come like that and without any friction, that everything has to have its dark side to it. You know, there's always this saying, everything has its good and bad sides. But it's probably not true, as this reading is trying to tell me. And here in this past feeling, it starts with the resistance card. Again, resistance and frictions like they are brothers. Or we resist the friction, even though in this reading I have a feeling it's more the opposite, like almost being addicted to the friction and resisting something easy, something smooth coming, or someone smooth and easy, something suitable happening in our life, coming into our life. Something that is our destiny. When we are in a state where we are convinced that our destiny is suffering, like eternal suffering, and it just never ends, so much bad luck, so much trauma, so much abuse, so much horror and injustice. And it just keeps peaking, like something terrible happens, you get up, you fought the battle, you fell, you are getting yourself up, you're trying to make the best of it, you're trying to perceive it as a lesson, you're trying to get stronger from it, but then something even worse happens. For years and years it goes like that. So the spiritual process itself can also sometimes be very traumatizing. And then you can come to a point where you just can't believe in anything good happening to you, and there's just friction and resistance in yourself just by the thought of thinking something smooth could come to you. And there's this inner sick dance, this schizophrenia about this leg, on one hand you are so terrified that everything will get even worse and you will end up, I don't know, completely physically sick and homeless and whatever after all this bad luck, that you will just lose control and everything will fall apart and you will just, imagine all those worst case scenarios. And at the same time, you cannot accept anything positive, because anytime you were hopeful and positive, something even worse happened to you. Trust me, I've been through it. This reading resonates so much with me right now that anytime I stood strong after something bad had happened and I got myself up and I tried to take it as a lesson and I got stronger from it. I didn't try to get stronger, I literally got stronger. For what reason? Just that something even worse could happen to me. And I could, I had, after some years, I had a feeling I'm only gaining this strength so that God can throw a lot of more trash onto me. Oh, now you became so strong, I'll give you an even bigger portion this time. And there's just this weird sense of effortlessness. And now with the love and God thing, there is something romantic coming in that is, and I really hate this whole cliche stuff like, oh, a marriage made in heaven and this partner was sent to you by God. It's most times not this way. Usually it's just hormones and childish, inner, underdeveloped, unconscious psychological patterns that bring people together. But in this, believe me, I really hate to speak that out loud. In this case, that it is destiny, it is God sent, it is romantic, and it's coming effortlessly. And even if you resist and you can't accept it, it will come anyway. And when it's in front of you, only then you will start to open up and accept it. And the resistance will fade and the friction will fade and you will accept your destiny, your very beautiful destiny. And now let me just briefly get back to the law of attraction. Because they always say if you're in this negative energy, you can't accept something, you can't receive something good, but it's the opposite here. It's not true at all. And believe me, I have been in really weird, happy states, like in hopeful states. And I had visions. I'm a psychic and I actually don't need tarot cards because I have visions just like that. That was also a reason why I stopped doing tarot, because I thought, why? I actually don't need cards. They are fun. I often enjoyed laying out cards. Often they also drove me crazy and made me become fearful or paranoid. But somehow it was also fun. But I thought it's unnecessary because I'm psychic anyway. I don't need any cards to tell me something. There were so many reasons why I stopped doing tarot. And this whole spiritual process, you just, as I said, in my case, getting stronger and stronger, and then just having the feeling God is throwing more and more shit onto me or onto you. The stronger you get, the more punishment you receive. That's how it felt to me for so many years. And it made me think that God hates me. And maybe some people who will one day stumble over this reading have the same feeling, like, why? What have I done wrong? But it will just all be over. And this whole love stuff is not only about this romance, this perfect and effortless romance that's coming into your life, this partnership. It's also you realizing when, after this partner has arrived in your life, that this is also a sign that God never punished you, but It is like a gift that God gives you out of her love. Yes, I called God a her. She just gives that to you. And it will make you realize that all this hell that threatened all your aspects, even your physical survival and physical health, when it really reached the bottom, it was never a punishment. It was never like what some people say, because you were bad in your past lives. I don't have that concept, that if you do something good comes back to you. This is not how our world is running. Our world is full of evil and toxic scum. And I think the devil has a lot of power in this world. And that's why if you do something that is in alignment with the good, I often made the experience that you get punished, or it felt like being punished. But one thing I also understood some time ago, like a few years ago, is that when I support or when I give love or support in any way, energetic support, psychological, emotional support, material support, to someone who doesn't deserve it, someone who secretly wishes bad unto me, and I'm too blind to see it, I am naive, and I support this person, then God punished me a little bit for just being blind, dumb and naive. Like, come on. Don't you see this person's intentions? This person wishes so much hell onto you while you are helping them. That's just not the right way to go through life. That's just not the right perspective. You should just develop discernment. And even after developing this discernment, I often still had the feeling nothing good is happening. But it seems that for us, for the women for whom this reading is intended for, this is about to change. And as it seems to me, we don't have to do anything about it. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to act upon it. We don't have to materialize or visualize anything. We don't have to get rid of our inner friction and resistance and our fear of lack. It's just, this reading is to show, no matter what you think, feel or do, it will come anyway, because it's destiny. Thank you for watching.